All right, we have the Giants and Philly Monday Night Football. What we have about this game as you take your drink. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, they definitely showed it, and you know what Philly's defense reminds me of is same thing with what the 49ers are going on is despite their bad records, I feel like both of their defenses are underrated for what they actually have and everything. Yeah. Well, I think they're creating more turnovers and everything. Um, yeah. 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 It was the most bizarre turnaround because he it was just after that first interception and they just never got their momentum back. And it was in the first quarter. Like you would think by at least halftime, they're gonna come back out. They'll be like, "All right, guys, kind of had a weird first half. We'll come out there. We'll come back and everything." And I mean, Eli Manning is like the number one quarterback for fourth quarter comebacks, but by fourth quarter, I mean, it was too late, and even then they weren't scoring. So exactly. And the one thing I guess I will say good for the Giants is that despite Odell Beckham Jr., no one really knew like what his capabilities were going to be. He kind of had a hamstring injury, and he got the only touchdown from the Giants, and it looked good. It looked real good. And again, like it was just weird of how I've never seen that big of a momentum shift, and then just never can like get it back. It's so early in the game too. It, I agree with you. They looked really, really like just top notch. Like that these like as soon as I saw that first score, I'm like, yeah, well they're gonna take off from here, and this is gonna be pretty much the rest of the game. Uh huh. Yep. I was 13 points ahead, and I got completely fucked by Philly's defense. And I remember, I think I texted you, you know, right before the game, I'm like, well, here's hoping that Philly's defense does bad, and you're like, you got it, you're solid. They're not gonna have that big of a game. And I'm like, even if they score 11 points, you're fine. I'm like, oh, well, I'm still fucked. So, yeah. I think honestly, the story of the game for me is a big reason why the Giants did end up losing as well. Look how many penalties they had. Roughing the kicker, roughing the passer, unsportsmanlike conduct. It was just nonstop, and like anytime momentum started going kind of back to the Giants' favor, it just yeah, constantly. And I guess I'll say this to try to Yeah, yeah. Wasn't it by the fourth quarter they had like three and outs right in a row? And every time they got the ball back, they never did anything. And I think they had what, four turnovers that entire game, and they could do nothing, capitalize absolutely nothing on the entire thing. I don't know. I guess yeah. That I mean, even field goals, you could at least got 12 points out of it. I guess ultimately Philly and Giants always have a really big, divisional rivalry against each other. So you knew some way it was going to be a tough game. For Giants, they're definitely really looking to try to win the division. Well, I mean Philly too. They're up there. They're obviously not like outspoken that they could still try to at least get the divisional win, but they got to keep in mind that Des Bryant's coming back, Tony Romo's coming back. Cowboys are going to be tough when that happens, and Giants are definitely on pace to definitely take the lead of the division. And if they're going to keep playing like this, it's not going to happen. Yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. And it it's gonna be a big toss up. Honestly, I wouldn't even count maybe necessarily Washington out for trying to at least steal somebody's thunder under everything. I suppose. Trying to be. Yeah, well, that would be crazy. It would be pretty crazy. But I'm just saying, overall, it's a pretty competitive division, even with Washington in there. So, yeah, yeah. Truly, truly. And I guess we can end it with that. I think we went a little long on this video, but that's all right. I think we had some good topics to discuss. If you would like to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, our links are in the description. Leave us any comments, and we'd like to hear more from you later. So we'll see you definitely for next week, Monday Night Football, and next week in general.